Happy New Year and welcome again, boys and gits, to Dreadwar Gaming. Today I have these new offerings for Age of Sigmar to be unboxing now. I've got this one here, which is the Gloomspite Git Bad Moon Loonshrine. Now I don't play Age of Sigmar, but I'm going to use this myself for 40k. I'll discuss that a little bit later, but this is what you get in the box, is just this one model here. We'll take a little look at the sprues too, but this costs us €45 in European Union. So 45 euros is quite expensive, I think, for a piece of scenery, but I like it for all the mushrooms and stuff, and I've got some ideas for 40k which I'll discuss in a little while. Besides that, we also have the Squig hoppers. They're also Age of Sigmar. All of these bits are Age of Sigmar, but again, I've got uses for these for 40k, which I'm going to discuss. But you get 10 miniatures in here. We'll have a look at the sprues again in a short while. These are €40 in the EU. So €40 for 10 miniatures, you know, €4 per miniature. It's fairly expensive, but yeah, well, we'll have a look. We'll see what we think of these in a short while. And last but not least is the Squig Herd. There's 12 miniatures in this box. You might have seen this unbox on 6 Plus Stevo's channel as well. So I'm going to have a little look at these as well. These are actually costing us €35 in the European Union. So without further ado, let's get unboxing them. Let's start with the scenery piece. Now here's something you won't see on Stevo's channel. I don't fear for my fingers though, because I'm fairly adept with a knife. Right, so I'm going to go. Right, packaging off. Let's open the box. So put that on the floor. Right, we'll have a look at this quickly. So we've got the manual. It's got a black and white image on the front. I was expecting colour. It's unusual. Oh, there you go. Whatever. Okay, it's got diagrams. Oh, it's all black and white. Yeah, all black and white. Interesting. I mean, it's graphical enough. It does show you what you need to see. I don't think there's much to it. In fact, I think it's very simple. It's got the rules, which is handy enough. Yeah, can do better, but it's okay. Yeah, it's fairly good. No grumble. Okay, so the actual kit is only 2 sprues, which I wasn't surprised at, to be honest. It's 2 halves go together, or you can almost do it on sprue there. But yeah, okay. So unfortunately, some of the details which I thought I would be able to trim off, well, I can do, yeah. See, I'm not going to keep a lot of the mushrooms on here myself. I'm probably going to use those to decorate and adorn other miniatures, other orc miniatures. I just really like mushrooms anyway, probably guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to 40k this up, and in fact I don't play bad moons, I play freebooters. So what I'm thinking I might do is give this crossbones, and I'm going to change this rock up. I'm going to retexture this rock underneath myself, or I might not even have it be even a rock, I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to change it up quite a bit, I would imagine. But it's not a project I'm looking to do anytime soon. I thought I'd get it to show you guys, and also because I do want it eventually. I want all those mushrooms. That's why I bought it for, the mushrooms. I think they're really cool. And I'm pleased to see there are quite a few that I can trim off there and use. And yeah, because I always liked the lore with the orcs growing from mushrooms thing, and the fungal relation. And I always felt that my bases for my orcs could do with a few odd mushrooms, you know. So yeah, that's good. There's some good bits and bobs on that. Happy with that. So moving on. Squig hoppers. Back to the old trusty knife. Right, which way are we going in? We're going in here somewhere. started. Right. Whoa. Right. Oh, quite a lot in this box actually. Squig Hoppers has got a lot in it. Okay, right. Starting with the instruction book here. It's colour. It's nice. So you can make them either Squig Hoppers or Boingrot Bounders, which I'm not going to make them as either. I'm going to use these Squigs for their dynamic poses for most likely bomb Squigs and stuff like that. Maybe some attack Squigs, but as others have mentioned, these dynamic jumping poses that they tend to have, I am a fan of it because I will trim them off of that bit that they're jumping off of and have them jumping off of something of my choosing, a piece of scenery that I choose. So I appreciate them having gone to the effort of actually made a pose that is dynamic. The piece of scenery underneath, for me, if it can be trimmed off easily and reused somewhere else, then all the better. But yeah, I find good uses for those. I'm not worried. So inside the manual, it's colour as well, colour coded. This is what I wanted to see. So it does look like a good few of the Squig heads, if not all of them, are going to be interchangeable. And I'll double check that and I'll let you know. And I'll see how they go with the Squig Herd as well. This is the Squig Hoppers. So we'll see if the Squig Hoppers and the Squig Herd heads are interchangeable. So yeah, nice colour coded book. It's got some rules in there too. Good to see. Oh, what else? Just the other options. Got a little painting guide there too. Yeah, that's a win. You can't ask for more. That's a really good little manual. Happy with that. Not that I even play Age of Sigmar, but I would be happy with that if I played Age of Sigmar. Okay, so we've got one sprue here with the riders. Another one with, oh, this is Squig bodies. Oh, some cool mushrooms. Yeah, see, the legs that are jumping off of, like, say, mushrooms and things like that, they look to me as if they're going to be fairly easy to remove from those and have them off of your own scenery. Little bit of fine work to do on a few of them, but you'll be able to save the majority of what's on the base. Say for example, this one here, it's got too much of that mushroom hitting the back of it, so you're going to have to trim that and probably use a little bit of green stuff to tidy up. But then there's another one there that I saw jumping off of a mushroom that was a very easy disconnect. Where's that gone? I'm not lying, there was. But I can't find it now. Isn't that typical? But yes, bodies, riders, 32mm bases, nice. Always nice to have some of those. Oh, right, so, faces on these Squigs. Oh, awesome. Right, I'm going to show you these in detail. I really like the looks of these. See, the faces are in halves and then they drop onto the bodies. So I think that they are going to be interchangeable with the others. We'll keep some bodies out there to have a little look. And another sprue with some more Squig faces, tails, tongues, and more riders. Okay, very cool. We'll put them down. We'll open the Squig Herd. And then we'll see if the Squigs are interchangeable with one another. And that would be very cool if they are. Now, I've heard a lot of people mention that they really do like these Squigs, the poses on them, the faces on them, stuff like that. My opinion is that they're good. There's some that I really like more than others. Some that I think are, they're okay. And as for third-party Squigs out there, I actually think there's some great ones out there. Cromlech do some great ones, although they're a lot larger. they're really characterful. I really do like those, so you could use those as your attack squigs and these as your bomb squigs, because those other ones are so much bigger by Cromlech. Also the green one I showed you in my Christmas special, he has a couple of squigs on the way soon, and they're really characterful. I really like them. There's one with a single eye, and then there's one with like loads of eyes, and then there's also a bomb squig one, which I think is really awesome. So in the box, stop waffling, we have 25mm bases, as if I don't have enough of those. Okay, a nice colour manual for the Squig Herd. Lovely picture on the front there, great. Again, colour manual. Oh, I think those bodies and heads are different to the ones in, yeah, they look slightly different. Okay, it's got all the options there. It's got some painting guide, some rules, lovely picture on the back. So yeah, happy. You would be. Right, so we've got 1.5 sprues or 3 sprues, however you want to look at it. Okay, I'm going to check and see if these are interchangeable. So I've removed a body from the Squig hoppers, and I've removed a head from the Squig Herd, and they don't fit together properly. They're not interchangeable on purpose. But you could certainly get away with doing it with some green stuff. It would be definitely doable. So I would expect that you're going to see some of that going on. So yeah, especially from me probably, because I like to have things that are slightly unique and a little bit more challenging for everybody else to have going on. So I'll probably do that. Now, one thing I have noticed about the Squig hoppers now is that some of the riders, they are completing the top part of the Squig, as you can see on this one here. See that? His hand is completing the top of the Squig. So if you're going to miss out the riders, which you're going to obviously do if you're making bomb squigs and stuff like this, these riders are, they're going to be used for something eventually, maybe hanging off the back of vehicles, flying back off of things that are, hanging on to storm boys or whatever that might be. They're definitely going to need a lot of alteration to take the fantasy out of them and to make them more 40k. But we've all done that before, I'm sure. Some of us have anyway, at least. So that can be done, but in order to make these Squig hoppers, Squig hoppers into Squig bombs or attack Squigs or anything like that, you're going to have a little piece behind the back of the head where the head connects onto the body that you're going to have to green stuff in by the looks of things. So that's just one little note for anybody who's looking to get these for that you are going to need to do a little bit of green stuff in, so just be prepared. Another use that I've discovered for this piece of terrain, or that I'd like to discuss for it, would be you could actually use, if you remove this rock, you can use this Bad Moon head for a Gorkanaut or something like that, Gorkamorkanaut, or even a Stomper. I mean, it's big enough for a Stomper. There's also this one that attaches on the back, a smaller one. So don't always look at something like this as what it is what I'm saying. Like there's all of these mushrooms that can adorn your miniatures, and actually you can use them as guides for even green stuff in some for yourself. Or if you're into using the old, what do you call it, quick sculpt stuff, and a little bit of green stuff, you can get away with knocking out some of those for yourself for personal use only. Yeah, you could just make that as it is and have it as I could just pirate it up. It does look like it's got barnacles on it and it's on a rock, so I could have it with some like scenery with some water around it, like it's at sea and it's piratey. But my freebooters are not, they're space pirates, so they're not nautical pirates, so I'm trying to move away from the nautical theme with my freebooters and have them have a much more sort of Mad Max theme. But at the end of the day, they're space pirates. They're going around plundering and interacting in some times with mankind. You know, I like the idea of orcs that are much more free and a little bit more. I love pirates anyway, so free to sort of like, you know, go and have interactions and stuff like that, and intelligent interactions in some respects too, and be involved in ploys and mad gambits and all this sort of thing, you know. But anyway, this piece of scenery, what else could we do with it? Well, if you're not going to use it like that, like I say, there's some of these little details, like the mushrooms. If you go trimming all of these mushrooms off, right, you can resurface most of this moon, get rid of all these barnacles and whatnot, and if you just sand it, and then you could actually apply some grade 0.25mm or something like that, like a very fine grade plastic card, and cut yourself some panels and actually make it like it was metallic and metal, which is something I might do, you know. I'm not sure. It just, you know, there's lots of things you can do, and so don't be afraid when you see something like this and just see it as what it is. There's a lot of options, you know, like you could have some kind of space weapon with this, where it's actually the moon, and you can have like some kind of cannon coming out from the mouth, although I wouldn't want the teeth the way they are, but you could reconstruct these. These are very thin anyway, so you can cut away at some of this and change it. But you could have like a gob gun coming out as a sort of anti-aircraft gun, you know, something like that. Options, you know, just things to think about. But they're always, you know, quite hefty projects, so I've already actually got a lot of projects to get on with, and I'm about to show you that. This box above me here is all my unbuilt sprues, so I've got a fair bit to get on with. And the one above that is scenery pieces, so that piece of scenery is probably not going to get done for a little while, let's put it that way. Now, I haven't yet got my hands on the Vigilus book. In fact, I was unaware it even come out. I was rather busy over Christmas, as you probably saw from my Christmas special episode there. I was away in England. I'm only just back at base camp here, so I've had a little bit of catching up to do, and I had to have a really decent sort of New Year's spring clean. I like to every New Year tidy my home, reorganise my life a little bit, and get on track. And that's good news for you guys, because I've got a lot planned this new year. I've got a lot of really big news, and I'm not joking, big news coming real soon. I'm not just going to be doing my channel here, I'm going to be doing things elsewhere with other channels too, but I am going to be getting some exclusive news to be breaking here too, so tune in for that. I'm also going to be regularly updating you guys with a video, so every Thursday, starting from not this Thursday but the following Thursday, there's going to be a video every Thursday. So I'm going to be in a much better routine for you guys. I just need to get myself a little collection of videos collected up, and I'm working on a few right now. Those include the long-awaited Grot Tanks episode, where I'm actually going to be building, painting, converting, and all of that stuff with Grot Tanks, basically. Everyone wants to see it. I bought a few from Cromlech and from Forge World. I'm going to make some myself, scratch building, and using the tracks from the galvanic servo haulers, which we discussed in the first video that I made, the Krogskull's Boys Kill Team video. So we're going to use those actually for a grot tank. So I discussed it as an option, I'm going to do it. And also the tracks from the Mega Track Scrapjet, because personally I think if something like that was to blast, it would rip the tracks off of something like this. So I'm going to stick wheels on my Mega Track Scrapjet if I build it as one anyway. I'm not sure that I'm even going to. I'm going to use these to build a grot tank. So you're going to see the grot tank episode coming very soon. I've also got my long-awaited third-party focus, and the first episode of that is going to be on the green one. So I'm going to be looking at everything that he has to offer, talking about what it is that they do, what they have to offer us Orc collectors, and I'd say a fair lot because that's their focus. Also, I have my Breaking the Law, which is going to be a new series that I'm going to do, talking about various parts of the Orc lore, and when I do get my hands on the Vigilance book, then obviously I'm going to have something to say about that, because I feel that a lot of the Orc lore is flawed. They say one thing, then they say another. They're a terrible threat, then they're pushed aside. There's a lot of crap in it that I don't like. So maybe I'll edit this bit out. Maybe I won't. But I want to talk about that. I want to break the law with you guys. And yes, I do mean the 40k law. No criminal activity going on this channel, I swear. But if you want to get into Vigilance now, I suggest you have a little look, scour around, and check out Scarnir's channel, because he's probably going to be talking about it before me from the Orc perspective. So check him out.